Hello, friend. I got a friend with me right now. His name
Hey,
is Jay Leo.
hi, how are you?
And yeah, he's going to be talking, or we're going to be talking about Split Fiction.
A great game.
Yeah. Figure since it's two-player cooperative, we would two-player cooperative this video.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. You know.
I'm for it.
But yeah, so we'll start by talking about the story. I think as far as like the characters themselves, it was kind of like wearing who they are on their sleeve.
Yeah, I think as we kind of learned who these characters were, we guessed ahead of the time. This game is made by the same company that does It Takes Two,
Mm-hmm.
and I never played it, but I know there's like heavy topic stuff in there. Um, Kind of same here.
Yeah.
I think it's a different topic for the two characters as opposed to It Takes Two, but we were kind of pretty quick on the draw when it came to what their issues were and figuring that out.
Yeah, predicting. Oh, this is this person's story.
This is what happened here, and this is what they're not telling us right now.
Yeah,
And
this is the trauma that this person has gone through that will come out at some point. Yeah. It's not bad though. It's very much like if you're paying attention, you can.
yeah,
It is a bit predictable.
yeah. If you can if you're savvy, you can predict it. But that does not take away from the game and the experience of playing the game whatsoever.
Yeah, and the character development is also like very on the nose. Like, oh, this character is gonna, this is how they're gonna develop. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Let you experience it. How about the pacing? What did you think of the pacing?
I thought the pacing was pretty good. I think when you first start, they do a good job of letting you not discover because they tell you how to do the moves,
Yeah.
but they let you navigate the world with those moves relatively smoothly, I guess, in a way that's not too handholdy.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah,
They give you the tools and they kind of let you figure out how to utilize those tools
Exactly.
in the puzzle.
yeah.
They're just like, hey, this is how this mechanic works.
This is how
Now
you
here's a
interact.
puzzle.
Yeah, this is how you interact with the environment. Now here's a puzzle based on that interaction. Now figure it out.
Yeah. Cool. I think the pacing was done really well, and I think we'll talk about this a little bit later, but I think like the side quests really help with the pacing.
Yeah.
And there's also like some like just for fun stuff that really helps with like some of the like deeper in-depth puzzles
Yeah.
that actually do make you think a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think anything was too overly difficult. I
No,
think the longest it probably took us was like 2 minutes to figure out like a
any
singular
given puzzle. Yeah, any given portion. Yeah, this is not an overly difficult game. I think it's something good to play with a pal. Even somebody who's not super into games, I
Yeah.
think could really get into this. So if you have like a friend or something that's kind of like, I don't know, games aren't really my thing. I think this is something that they would probably really enjoy playing.
Yeah, and that's a perfect transition into the gameplay
Hey.
and like the combat and like the movement and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there, where you're saying that it's not overly complicated.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like when you're fighting in any given way that you're fighting as any given character that you are at that moment. So you do kind of transform into different things
Yeah.
based on the worlds that you kind of go into.
Yeah.
The setup is you're kind of put into a machine, you're put into a bubble, you're put into like a virtual machine where your stories that you've created, because you're both writers, are manifesting themselves and you're experiencing those stories
Yes.
as like the main character of that story. So for Mia, it's more like futuristic, cyberpunk-y
Yeah, she's
type
like a
deal.
science fiction writer.
And then for Zoe, it's like a medieval fantasy
Yeah.
type thing, high fantasy
That's more her
aesthetic.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of worlds. But throughout the different worlds and the scenarios, the movements and the like the fighting and whatnot is very simple.
Yeah.
It's not clunky in any way. It is pretty smooth. Like
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job of polishing and making it feel smooth. But it's nothing that you're doing is overly complicated.
This is not a game where you're going to be dropping like 11 hit combos on enemies and stuff. You'll have a basic attack, and if I'm remembering correctly, you'll also work in unison with your partner
Yeah.
when attacks come into play to kind of do the thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of teamwork, especially in like the boss fights.
It's a game centered around teamwork.
Yeah, you're not going to beat an enemy on your own.
Yeah.
You're both going to need to do what most cases you're both going to need to do a specific thing.
Yeah.
To be able to fight.
Unless it's like the cannon fodder enemies, like
Oh,
just
yeah.
the tiny little dudes that are just kind of floating around, where they're more just kind of in the way and an annoyance.
Yeah, something to
than an
do,
obstacle.
something to kill.
Yeah,
or-
exactly.
Or, beat up on the way out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. The vehicles, I would say they're very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
I liked all the vehicle sections.
Yeah.
However, in this case, I will say that there is a bit of a skill requirement.
I could agree.
Especially with like the motorcycle section.
That one was what I was thinking of in particular.
Yep.
Um,
Because even us, like we're gamers. We've been gaming for a very long time.
Yeah.
And this isn't to say that it's not accessible, but you will die
yeah,
quite a
for
bit,
sure.
especially if you're, like you said, if you're not really a gamer.
It's-
This may be a section that it takes you a bit to get.
Yeah, I think my hurdle with the motorcycle section was the speed at which things were occurring. It didn't feel like there were multiple paths you could take. It was kind of railroady, and this is that kind of game where it gives you a direction, and that's the direction you go. I don't really remember there being too many alternate paths.
With the vehicles, there were like you could go. I wouldn't say they're alternate paths, but you could go like there were forks.
Yeah,
They all lead to the
it's
same
split,
place.
Yeah, like a,
Yeah.
a minor split that converges back onto the same path, so you can
Yeah.
experience like a different route. I guess you could think of it
Yeah,
as.
you could take this ramp, and it's kind of cool. Instead of like going the twisty route, you can go like the ramp route over a chasm type deal.
Yeah, and that was a fantastic portion of it. Like you said, I think all the vehicle parts were smooth.
Yeah,
Um,
they're going to require if you're playing with a non-gamer, patience is going to be a virtue here.
yeah,
Because they are probably going to die.
as with any two-player cooperative game, I think
Yeah.
having patience with anybody, especially if they're not akin to playing games like that, is a virtue.
Yeah, so if you're playing with your partner who's a non-gamer or a friend who's a non-gamer, just come into it with some patience.
Yeah, be kind, be gentle.
You will die at quite a bit. I mean, we died quite a bit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sections where like there's just maybe bullets like flying at you from above, or just a boss fight that it's going to take you a bit to get used to. But yeah, I would say that the bosses were one of my favorite parts.
The bosses were super creative.
Yeah, every single one has an entirely, and that's across like the main section and also like the side sections,
The
with
sides,
the mini
yeah.
bosses.
Yep.
Every boss, I will say, they felt unique.
Yes, absolutely. This game had a really good way of kind of incorporating a whole bunch of different game styles into the game itself, like the story overall. And the bosses kind of reflect really well how a battle can be done differently. Like, it's not a cookie cutter thing for each boss.
Yeah.
They have their own gimmicks, their own way to, like, their own puzzles to solve, essentially, to beat them and stuff like that. And that was a nice, refreshing experience.
Yeah, and you'll fight some of them as other things.
Yes.
Like there's we'll just say the one where you're both teeth is
Yes.
a very interesting playthrough, a very twist at the end,
Yeah.
and a very not overly difficult. I think it took us maybe like 3 tries,
Yeah.
to nail it down. But like it's a very nice section. It's a very you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure. Keep
I'll
your
just say
eyes
that.
peeled. You and your partner are a tooth. Like, you're one tooth, your partner's another tooth, and they have little, like, Crest toothpaste hair pompadour things.
Mm-hmm. Going through like a candy world.
Yeah, you're just kind of bouncing around on some Candyland situations, and things turn a little bit, and it's welcome, and it's unexpected, and it's cool, and the game's kind of like that all over the place.
Yeah. There's a lot of predictability, but at the same time, like within the gameplay itself, they do a good job of like, oh, now you're this thing. Now figure that. Oh, you're also this thing, or now you're this thing, but here's a new puzzle.
Yeah, that's where a lot of your surprises come from in this game. It's not so much in the story,
Yeah.
but in the gameplay itself.
Oh yeah, and you can definitely see the inspirations of like this is a game made by gamers. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
100%. These developers play many different games, and you will also be playing many different games within this game.
They grew up playing old Atari, old SNES,
Yeah.
Sega and stuff like that.
You'll have
And
side-scrolly things.
and yeah, they're replicating a lot of that really well in this next gen, in the next gen version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have like Metroidvania style like sections
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
yeah, you'll have some top-down stuff.
lots of platforming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the side quests
Okay.
specifically. I think, like I said before, the side quests do a good job of breaking it up. But I think like the cool thing that they did here is like if you're in Zoe's world and you're in like this high fantasy, your side quests will be Mia's world.
Yes.
So you'll be in this high fantasy world, and then you'll see like a side quest little like bubble to jump
Yeah,
into.
yeah.
You'll jump into it, and now you're in like a cyberpunk world,
Yeah.
or like a futuristic world.
Yeah.
And the same thing if you're in Mia's world, which is like the future world together. You see a side mission. That side mission is going to be Zoe's world.
Yeah.
So that does a good job of like you're not just this is all futuristic because we're in Mia's world. The side quests do a good job of breaking up even that.
Yeah, absolutely. Breaks it up even further. And it's kind of nice too because they'll also kind of visually cue you as well. So when you're in Mia's sci-fi, cyberpunky world and you're coming close to or stumble across the little portal thing that takes you into Zoe's, all around that portal you'll see kind of like plant growth or like little mushrooms or something like
Yeah.
that. Something to cue you to let you know, oh hey, it's a little side quest and it's going to be like a fantasy experience. And on the contrary, on the opposite side, when you're in Zoe's world, you'll see like some kind of like cybernetic, futuristic-y kind of looking thing around the portal that'll let you know, okay, you're gonna head into Mia's side story and see what that's about.
Yeah. That being said, we did where there's at least one that we know of side quest that we missed.
Yes.
Because you had seen a video or a screenshot.
Yeah.
You saw
yeah.
a screenshot.
Yeah, I was looking at a list
that
of
we-
like things.
Yeah, that we had never seen.
And we had not.
And it was early in the
experienced that.
game. Yeah.
So yeah,
we missed at least one.
Those side missions are an optional thing. They are not required for you to progress the story or anything. They're kind of just nice little flavor and stuff like that. And with the story that kind of backs them up, you really kind of, it makes you as a player want to go and experience them too. But yeah, no, we did miss, I think, one at least.
Yeah.
They are not on like the straight path. You do kind of have to veer off a little bit to kind of find these little side mission puzzles and like little portals and stuff. And
Yeah, some are like directly in your face, and some of them are like, "Oh, I just noticed in the like corner," and I turned around and like in just like the corner of my screen, I saw way up
Yeah.
there is a side. Now we have to figure out how to get up there. type deal.
exactly. I specifically remember, I think we were actually like in Mia's world in some sort of cybernetic portion where we had like a grappling hook ability and we're swinging on pipes or something. And we could easily swing on like 4 pipes and get to the other side of the corridor. But halfway down, there's like a tiny little door up on like a little platform that if you swing up there and go through, oh hey, there's a little side story mission in there.
Yeah.
So they won't dangle it in front of you, but if you're attentive, you can kind of find out where they might be hiding.
Yeah, exactly. And then along with that, there's also these like little kind of, I would say they're kind of like side areas, but they're like in your face. They're along your path. Like there was one where it was kind of like a Harry Potter-esque where there were like potions. You could become different things. There were different magical things you could do, and then you could put ingredients in to make potions that would change you
Yeah.
into like each other or into like a certain like different like things to be.
Yeah.
Like one was a storm cloud, and I was like chasing you around with a lightning bolt.
Zapping me and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I remember turning into a yarn ball and just rolling around and leaving a trail of yarn. And I think, if I remember, you were like actually like shrinking as the yarn ball too. And I can't remember what happened at the end. I think you just kind of poof back into yourself.
Yeah,
when
I
you
think you're
unravel
right.
entirely.
I think you poop back into yourself.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, overall, I love this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna play it again, like not now because it's still super fresh in our minds, but we're gonna play it again, but we're gonna swap characters. I was Mia, you were Zoe.
Yes.
We're gonna swap it where you're gonna be Zoe, I'm gonna be Mia.
Yep.
And then we're gonna pay more attention to see if we can find some more side areas that we may have missed.
Yeah, I think it's a good enough game. If you're attentive and you can look, you could probably hit everything in one playthrough easily. We didn't do that, which is okay.
Yeah.
But it's just gives us a replayability. We also want to experience things because as the other characters, because as we played, different characters had different prompts. So, like in some boss fights, you were prompted to do something as Mia that I couldn't do as Zoe, but I had a different responsibility as Zoe to kind of progress us further. And we kind of wanted to swap and see what that would be like to have those different responsibilities.
Yeah, because you're playing the same game, but you're playing a different character, and it's like playing through the same game as like a different class,
Yeah,
kind of.
Kind
So
of.
like you're experiencing it in a different way.
yeah,
So yeah, so there's replayability there.
yeah.
And I'm not upset that we missed some stuff. I'm actually excited that we missed some stuff because we can go back in as different characters and find things that we didn't see
Exactly. Yeah, it's just like you said, it's still a little bit fresh, so we're gonna give a little bit of time for our minds to kind of forget a little bit and
Yeah.
maybe rediscover when we play through again. But I am excited for when that time comes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It always feels fresh. I'll say that.
Yes,
It never gets boring. It never is capable of getting boring.
the game, because like I said earlier, it kind of gives you all those different game styles into one experience. It never feels stale.
Yeah. I need more games like this.
For sure, absolutely.
Like this, I know it was published by EA, but I forget what the studio is.
I can't remember. I can actually maybe look that up really quick while we're discussing
We'll
here.
throw it up on the screen.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know we have plans at some point to play It Takes Two,
Yeah.
which I think will be a similar experience, but also just a really good one.
We'll have to be in the same room with that one.
Yeah.
We live like 5 states apart, so
So yeah, we are separated a little bit by distance, but
next time we get together, that's what's on
exactly,
the,
yeah,
on the
that'll be
agenda.
on the docket for next time, and then maybe we'll make a video about that one in the future. Who
Yeah.
knows?
But I think we'll wrap this up here. And
Oh wait, before we do,
okay.
did you have a favorite boss?
Oh,
Not to put you on the spot or anything.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so. Like not I probably do,
Yeah.
but it's not coming to mind.
Okay.
I know you do.
There is. I don't know if I want to talk about it because it could be a little spoilery or something like that.
You could just say what section it's in.
It's in the tooth section.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But yeah.
J Leo likes the likes the 2 section.
Yeah. Keep your eyes peeled. If you do end up playing this game and you do get to the tooth section, which is pretty early on in the game, you should be able to get there pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be mindful. Get ready.
Yeah.
Have fun. Experience my favorite part of the game.
Yeah. I like it. I don't know. This is one where we died a lot. This is just one that's in my memory. I know it's not my favorite, but it's in my memory. The side thing where it was like the talk show host, or
Yes.
the game show host.
Yes.
That was interesting because the whole thing was like a puzzle / a boss fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the same time.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot.
If we can go a little into depth into that fight, about like what it entailed and stuff like that, just kind of like throwing a bomb and stuff like that. It was jumping and platforming while managing an explosive.
Yeah, back and forth, hot potatoing.
Yeah, essentially.
But not in the sense of like getting the other to explode on the other person, but to keep it from exploding.
exactly, to keep it from exploding so that you can get it to a place.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some instances where platforms were missed or something exploded on us. We were a little bit too late. The timing was a little bit off. But again, enjoyable.
Yeah. The whole thing is like a puzzle and a boss fight at the same time.
Yeah.
So again, I know it's not my favorite, but one that it definitely sticks out in my mind.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Also,
definitely memorable.
Telling that I was like ready to end the video and you were like, no, there's still things I want to talk about this.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
no, I feel like we
it's that
could
good.
continue talking about this game.
Yeah.
It's really an enjoyable game, but yeah.
Recommend 100%.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 experience. Would recommend.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool. Well, that's it for our video. Hope you enjoyed and, subscribe for more. We love you.
Yeah,
Have a
love
good
you.
day.
Thanks for listening.